Have you ever lost someone you love? Did it change you as a person, what you care about? Did it make you think differently about how you spend your time and what you thought was important? My dad died of a heart attack in 2009 at the age of 65. Over the last 3 years, I've lost my mom, my father-in-law, and my closest uncle. And then in 2025, I lost my 21-year-old son and my 42-year-old brother. 5 close family members in less than 3 years. Those deaths have forced me to rethink everything. Here's my story and how I'm spending my days differently now. January 19th, 2025. My 21-year-old son, Cameron, died by suicide. It was the most devastating thing my family and I have ever experienced in our lives. Cameron was an actor. He performed in over 60 productions over the course of his life, starting at the age of 7, and he was great at it. He was a light in our family. I could spend hours telling stories about his humor, his love for Chick-fil-A, his relationship with his siblings, and how he helped other people. I miss him. Cameron's death ripped a hole in our family that we will spend the rest of our lives trying to repair. We did not see it coming. As a family, we've suffered through birthdays, Mother's Day, Christmas, and the anniversary of his passing, and it's been a lot. Somewhere along the line, I realized that I needed to spend my time doing things that meant more. In November 2025, my brother Brad died of a heart attack at the age of 42. He left behind a wife and 4 kids ages 11 to 19. Brad worked to live. He did not live to work. He coached all of his kids in multiple sports, sometimes coaching all 4 of them on different soccer teams in a single season. When Brad died, I jumped in to work through logistics. I set up a crowdfunding to support the family. I sat with his wife with tissue donation. We started funeral arrangements and paperwork. I had gone through all of this before. I knew the process. In fact, I had written a pretty comprehensive guide over the previous few months as a kind of therapy. The guide is all about the logistics required after someone passes away. My brother and I tag-teamed the funeral logistics, and then I started working on the accounts. Brad had taken care of most of the living expenses and bills and utilities by himself, and his wife didn't really have much experience there. So I started going through Brad's email and started making sure that the bills were paid. I helped figure out new health insurance. We worked through details with the life insurance. We made sure that his wife was set up for Social Security. One of the projects that I started working on a few months before Brad died, but then refined it based on the experience of his passing, was a brand I called Leo, and a physical and digital hybrid product called the Leo Kit. It's directed at people my age with aging parents and also people over 65. The idea is to provide a physical box with file folders and a roadmap to know what information they need to collect and where to store it. Things like, where's the will? Where's the life insurance policy? What's the utility provider and account information? Who are the emergency contacts? Where are the titles to the house and to the car? There's also a digital version so they can store it on their computer because we don't store any personal data. Or they can print it out and put it in the box. I've been working on this in my spare hours in the evenings and weekends for almost a year. It's been healing for me to build. Hopefully it will be helpful for people who use it. My brother Brad spent his life focused on his family. My son Cameron lived his best life on the stage and sharing his talents and quick wit. Since their deaths, I've spent more of my time building something that I believe can help people make the worst days of their lives just a little easier. If you're interested in learning more about Leo, the guide for managing loss, or the Leo Kit that I mentioned earlier, you can go to walkwithleo.com. I will leave a link in the description. If any of this hits close to home, like this video and follow along.